Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining the May 27th Flatcar Developer Sync. Quick reminder that Flatcar is a CNCF incubating project, so we follow the CNCF Code of Conduct. In these meetings, we review development progress, talk through ongoing projects like Secure Boot, vendor support, the CNCF status, and plan the next release. So this is the meeting to join if you're curious about where Flatcar is headed or want to raise a feature, bug, or PR. So as usual, let's do a round of intros. I will kick things off. I'm Lexi. I work at Microsoft, and I'm a Flatcar maintainer focused on project growth, community, and overall health. So who would like to go next? Maybe Tilo.
Hey, I'm Tilo. I work with the Flatcar team at Microsoft. Well, I'm here as a Flatcar maintainer. I've been a long-term maintainer, one of the first people on the project, and I'm usually doing coordination, but I have my fingers in almost all of the Flatcar stuff as well. And sometimes I even get to write code or to solve a technical issue. Adrian.
Hello, my name is Adrian. I work for cloud-based solutions. I'm a Flatcar maintainer as well, and I usually work with, fringe things on Flatcar, and also support for Hyper-V. Glad to be here. Wants to come next, Yusuf?
Hi, I'm Yusuf. I am based out of Bangalore. I happen to use Flatcar for my personal project, and I've been around in the community for quite a while now. And looking forward to contribute and give back to the community. Cyan, maybe you could go next.
Hello, I'm Cyan. I'm also a Flatcar maintainer and have been part of the project for quite some time now. I primarily look into the releases and few other stuffs like the secure boot, which has been installed for some time and having a slow progress, but yeah, we are definitely working on that, and features from time to time. So yeah, that's all from my end. Next, Robin.
Hello, my name is Robin. I work at Schwarz Digits Cloud, and I'm a new Flatcar maintainer, and we are also a large Flatcar user. Who's next?
Me. I'm James, also known as Chewy, Flatcar maintainer, Gen 2 maintainer, Microsoft employee from Edinburgh in Scotland. And Daniel, did you go?
Not yet.
I joined a bit late.
Yeah, me too. So I'm Daniel. I'm also Flatcar maintainer. I worked on stuff like Secure Boot, CSEC signing, and now I'm working on the Make OSI support. And yeah, I'm based in Slovakia and also Microsoft employee. I'm not sure if Adrian, have you already gone or?
Yeah, I think that was it, right?
Yeah, okay.
Great, welcome everyone. Okay, let me just share the agenda real quick and we can kick this off. So I'll go into the metrics report for this month first. So actually, you know what? Let's go into the chart I created last time. So I updated it for this month. We had quite a low month for new contributors. We only had one. It was Tyler Butcher, who filed an Intel Arc hardware support request. So apparently a very solid first contribution, so really great. I feel like I've seen that name before, so I'm going to try to kind of look into who he is. I think Apex FinTech Solutions It sounds familiar, but anyway, if anybody else knows, let me know. We've also had, and I just mentioned this with Tilo, we've had some more new advisories. We haven't really closed any of the old ones, so maybe we'll talk about that later, because we now have 45, which is an all-time high for us. The PR volume has gone back to normal after the big push by Jan. So we're back to 96. And one thing to really celebrate is that the response time is down to like 6 hours, which is one of the best months on record. So congratulations to everybody for being really timely. And I did put together some trends, which I just told everybody about, but if anybody else wants to check anything out, the link is in the agenda file. Okay, that's it for the metrics. I'm not sure, Tilo, if you want to get into we could do the advisories if you have any mentions on that, or kick it off with the CAPI update.
I think it's worth checking the metrics report, so not the link to the technical board, but the review of last month's advisory stats in the report. Yeah.
Sorry.
There's a link. So this number is growing because the overall number of advisories are growing right now. We're seeing a wave of CVEs, particularly affecting the Linux kernel and starting to affect the Linux plumbing level as well. And we're keeping up as good as we can. So regarding the kernel CVEs, the release that is currently being published, that's worked on, that will go out either later today or tomorrow, will take care of all of the kernel CVEs. We just merged the kernel update yesterday to make sure that we covered the latest CVEs there as well. And the weekly package updates will take care of the user space CVEs. So previously, the user space package updates were more or less tackled by only a few maintainers, and there's actually work going on in breaking those down and basically making them more tackable by maintainers in parallel. So we've seen a bottleneck there, and we've put a means into place to faster adopt these updates. So user space CVEs will be resolved faster in the future as well.
Great, thank you so much for that update. I think we can continue, or you can continue, because you're up next for, we'll have, I guess I could open up the...
No, cluster API makes sense because the roadmap is barely ever changing. Most of the feature work is gravitating around sysx adoption, confx, removal of long-standing issues that we had while introducing confx. So there's some movement there, although we're not quite there yet. We have a long-standing collaboration with the cluster API folks, and there's actually some improvements there. So the problem with cluster API is that core cluster API is basically solely supporting Cloud Init, which is a system that we don't use for provisioning configuration. We're using Ignition. And there's pros and cons to that, but Upstream has made excruciatingly clear that they're going to stick with Cloud Init and that they see it as their default. So we've taken a different approach there, and we're going to work on a proof of concept. And we're supported by some friends over at Red Hat who are developing this proof of concept with us, which will basically allow to transparently use Cloud Init through Cluster API and then just transpile it to Ignition at the machine level. So we're kind of working around that problem. That is doable because the subset of Cloud Init actually used by Cluster API is is very much like masterable. So we think that's the better approach, and we have active work going on that.
I just realized I was on mute. Sorry about that. I was like, why is nobody?
I was wondering.
I was like, come on, guys. Cyan, do you have anything for Secure Boot or Trusted Boot?
No updates since last time. We are still working on the backend, and hopefully we'll get some answers soon. But yeah, we are steadily working on the backend.
Great, thank you, Tilo.
Hey, just quick question there. Do we know what the gap is to support what's known in the industry as confidential computing? Is it just guest agents that we need for that, or is there more to do?
I don't have an idea. I don't have much idea on this.
Sorry, could you? That was a bit.
I don't have much idea on this. I probably need to dig into it.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
Okay, cool. I will then move on to the CNCF graduation process. So the general technical review is almost finished. I have run out of room on HackMD, which I didn't even know was a possibility, but it is. And I'll actually share this tab. So yeah, it's quite long. I will probably punt it to the rest of the team to review. There's quite a lot of information, but it's kind of expected because we're an operating system, not just like a smaller project. So there was a lot, but I'm also pretty sure that some of the documentation might be a little bit outdated. So we will just have to kind of go through it before we move forward. Jan already kind of took a little bit of a look, but there's also still a lot of to-dos that I pointed out in some of these. So we'll look through them. But well, I actually have 2 more questions to do at the end because I ran out of room. Once I get them, I will send it to the rest of the team. Jan isn't here, but he is going to be working on the the security self-assessment, which luckily we could build on the one that was put together in the incubation process. So we just basically have to do the updates. And then we are planning to submit the project by June 30th. We do have a date now, and that's quite exciting. But there's still a lot of work to do, especially around reaching out to adopters, which last time we had Logan from Hedgehog say that they will be happy to do it. So there's just a few other things around that. And yeah, but we have a date and we are working towards it. Okay, so I think is Matthew on the call? He is not. Actually, we I don't know, Tilo, can you do the infrastructure update, or should we wait until maybe he joins later?
I have kind of a high-level idea of what's happening, so I can give a brief rundown. First of all, we successfully brought the Nebraska staging environment into our infrastructure cluster. So that's that was a lot of learning. That's very exciting because we're gonna move the production Nebraska next. This will allow us like a ton of new safety features that we could, because we're owning the underlying Kubernetes cluster as well. And it will also allow us to more elegantly upgrade Nebraska, or even downgrade Nebraska, or even do A/B testing with a new and then previous version of Nebraska in the future. So yeah, that's all very exciting.
Great. And I think, oh, sorry, actually, since Jan is back on, I did go through an update for the CNCF graduation. I talked about the general technical review and the security self-assessment. Is there anything else that you want to mention?
No, I think that would be it. I guess maybe one would be our move towards being more on Discord rather than Matrix. With basically we're getting much more traction on Discord, and I guess we'll be slowly moving there.
Yes. Well, and you know what? I just remembered that I have one more note about that, because last time, or last community call, we did talk about the non-code participation tracking, where we basically proposed to have like a 2 numbers per channel per month. I'm still working on that, so there will be a more concrete proposal in the next meeting. Just ran out of time. Okay, cool. I think we can move forward to Cyan, actually. We could do release planning and talk about the new release and the AWS and GCP marketplace. You want to take over?
Sure. Can you open the release tracker?
Yes.
Yes. So we concluded a release on 8th of May. It included a couple of major versions there. So if you see, we did a major version for alpha and then beta and stable maintenance releases. But it did include a couple of fixes into the alpha, which would eventually get into major beta and stable. Coming back to the current week, the release that we have been working on. So we are doing, as you know, we have been trying to get into the bi-weekly cadence of doing 2 releases a month. So this is our attempt, and we are doing a maintenance release for alpha, beta, stable, and LTS. So for the LTS, in the last cycle, we had some issues. But those issues are now resolved, so we are doing a maintenance release for LTS as well. So this primarily includes all the kernel fixes, as Kilo mentioned, and we also ingested the 9.91 kernel and the 6.12.91 and 6.6.141, if I recall correctly. Those includes the Fragnacia fixes as well. So I think we are done with all the kernel CVs that came in the last month or so. And Daniel has been running the release. So Daniel, do you want to add something?
Yeah, so basically, as you said, it's mostly maintenance release, updating the kernel for the security fixes. There is a go, no-go meeting ongoing. Since a couple of folks are out, I think we will proceed with the lazy consensus. And yeah, the release should be out like today or tomorrow.
Great. And we have slowly started looking into the next one. If you can scroll down a bit. So we have started putting a few of the issues in for the 5th of June release, which would be a major alpha, beta, stable, and new LTS as well. Across the board, it will be a major release. So we are preparing for that, and we hope that the Docker issue that has been there should be fixed in and gets into the alpha in that release. And that's most of the thing from my side. Others, do you have anything to add to this?
Sorry, what did you say? Sorry. You're gonna also talk about the AWS and GCP marketplace?
Yeah, so we recently encountered, so GCP has moved to this Terraform way of updating the payloads, and since we migrated to it, there has been a few hiccups, mostly at the validation phase where we face the issues, so we are still figuring that out. AWS had had been quite smooth over the last few years, but we recently realized that there might be some changes that happened, and due to which our AWS marketplace publishing pipeline has been failing. So we are also investigating through it. And as the next Friday, as the last Friday of every month, we host the maintenance mode day. So we are actually planning to do a deep dive around the credentials and everything so that we can find the issues around AWS and get that thing sorted out. So, yeah, and Lexi would be also joining the call so that we can create a vendor list of all the vendors and POCs and everything so that it helps to manage the vendors in a much easier manner.
Excited for it. Okay, that brings us to the end of at least our agenda, but we could open up the floor for anybody else that has anything else that they want to talk about. Yep, Chewy.
Just a little update from me to say ARM64 SDK support is now merged. Hooray. That's taken a long time. Not publishing them yet. We will look at that. That is desired. So we'll see what happens. Currently, we had one or two contributors and myself bump into an issue where the build suddenly said there wasn't a package available when there was. It was all very confusing, and I've spent a couple of days on it. Realized that there was already a way to deal with this, so slightly frustrated today, but hopefully we'll have that all sorted soon. Sorry, who was next?
I think Tilo had his hand up at one point, right?
I accidentally put my hand up and I just wanted to really hard. That was all. Sorry.
Adrian.
Hello. I can happily announce that one of my patches opened 2 years ago has been finally merged because we have space finally in the ramfs in the boot partition. So that patch will make life way easier for the ARM64 users because now the console of the virtual machines will show up in the very early boot process. Before that, you couldn't say anything. So if something broke at that moment, you couldn't have seen almost nothing. So currently, you can see at least the errors and also a lot of more visual logs basically on the console. So yeah, and the ROFS part has been merged, related to some warnings on the container D side. So now that is also added. That was all. The 2-year patch has been merged. Yes. And to complete my sentence, there has been lately quite a lot of messages on the ARM64 front. So let's see how there might be some need, and also we have users, ARM64 users, that might benefit from the evolution. Yeah. Thanks.
Great news. Congratulations. Okay. If we do we have anybody else? Going once, going twice. Okay. All right. So we'll wrap things up. The next office hours will be June 10th, and the next developer sync will be June 24th, both happening on Wednesdays at 2:30 UTC. Ooh, okay. And right, if you have any questions or want to get involved, reach out on our Discord channel, GitHub, or the Kubernetes and CNCF Slack at any time. And thank you for joining, everybody. And I hope you all have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Yeah, see you.
Bye. Thank you.